Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so. You can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick on Instagram and Facebook. I thank everybody for tuning in this week. We have an outstanding episode planned for you, and today's episode is entitled Up-L.I.F.T Houston. Today we'll be talking about the L.I.F.T program that's used in the mortgage industry here in the greater Houston area to help people qualify and close on homes with zero to very little money down. As always, my co-host is not only a two-time author and a Texas real estate broker, but he is also a serial entrepreneur. I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience my co-host, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
What's going on, good people? It's awesome to be in front of you again today. Rick, thank you again for the warm introduction. I always appreciate it. Just want to say thank you all for the tuning in, everyone that has been taking the opportunity to share. We love the way that our numbers have been growing. And all of you all that reached out to me about sponsorship spots, I'm in the process of getting you all of the details that you need. Thank you so much for just being so receiving of that. So that's been exciting. And we have a few more spots left. So if you're interested in some sponsorships to get your brand out there or to continue to bring in new clients, please reach out to us. You can hit me on my cell at 281-924-4954. For those of you that are tuned in, you can see I got my beard game going on again. I seen Rick over there with the grays, so I figured I'd show him up just a little bit, but this is not going to be a habit. I'm just doing this for one more week, man.
What grays?
What do you mean, what grays?
What grays? I don't have any grays.
People can actually see.
What grays are you talking about?
If they on the Facebook Live or either the YouTube right now, they can actually check this out, right?
Hey, man, I will never color my beard, and if it is white by next week, so be it. Matter of fact, I'll put more gray into my beard now.
Come on, man. Look, if I didn't feel like, if I didn't get such raving reviews when I didn't have a beard, I'd probably keep mine. But since you all appreciate me not having one, I'm going to give you what you want later on today. No more beard.
He's like, oh, shit. Well, I appreciate that, Larry. Our guest today is not only one of the leading real estate mortgage managers and owners in the greater Houston area, but she is also one of Houston's top producers in the mortgage industry. She is an owner and a branch manager over at NRL Mortgage, and I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Miss Princess Pulido. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. Just want to let you guys know that I've been in the business for over 17 years, and it's been a really great, wonderful ride, and my goal is to help people get into homes, my team as well.
Cool. Princess, when you first got into business, is the company that you got in with, are they still in business? Like
no, they're not.
Yeah, I remember a lot.
It was a small mom and pop shop who hired me on the spot and gave me a great opportunity, and so they didn't stay.
Yeah,
after
whenever
the crash.
I hear those numbers, when I hear them 17 years, 15 years in the business like that, I always wonder if the companies that you started up with are even still around. Even in real estate, companies dissipate. The company that I got in real estate when I first got in is no longer around.
Now, this is funny because, see, now you guys have exposed each other as being able to, that you guys have known each other for a while.
Right.
So how far back does you guys' business relationship go?
That's a good question. We were just trying to talk about that earlier. So they were originally someone was working on bringing a real estate industry pilot TV show, reality show to Houston.
Okay.
And her and I were a part of the casting that they were discussing it with. It never came into fruition, but
Right.
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
That was about, I want to say at least 6-7 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
well, I must
least.
ask Princess now. What did you think the first time you met this dude?
Nothing but great awesomeness. I don't know what else you try. What are you trying to pull?
No, because the cool thing about having long-lasting business relationships is that you can watch everyone's brand and their companies grow over time. So one of the reasons why I was really excited about having you on the show today, and I thank you for carving out some time in your schedule to sit in with us today, is because I get so many calls about zero down, no money down, zero out of pocket, and most consumers and home buyers and shoppers know that these things exist, but they're not educated enough to know which programs they are actually interested in and how to go about qualifying for those. So just from a professional perspective, could you just illustrate and educate our audience on what type of down payment assistance programs are available now in the greater Houston area?
Well, the reason why I believe a lot of the consumers don't know what type of program to get into is because there's so many programs out there. So when they read about it, they become very overwhelmed because they don't know what the process is. They don't know if it's a real program, legit program, or if they're going to get scammed. So there's a lot of programs. It's just a matter of finding the right lender who's going to guide them and hold their hand and introduce to them all the programs that they qualify for. So there's several programs. It just depends on what they qualify for. But the newest program that just came out is the Houston L.I.F.T program, which can grant up to anywhere from $15,000 to $17,500 in grant funds to first-time home buyers.
Now, those grant funds, could they be used for down payment and closing costs?
It can. So it just depends on the situation. If you have sellers who are not going to contribute to the costs, the program will cover for both.
Wow.
And also, I'm sorry, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer for this particular program, as long as you sell your property by the time you go to closing. Now, I have other grant programs that you can keep your primary residence and use the grant program to buy another property.
Now, and please stop me if I'm misunderstanding, because from what you're illustrating, I'm thinking if there's someone who may live in Katy or further out into the suburbs and are tired of battling that commuter traffic every day, this is the perfect program for them if they want to put their suburban home on the market and move back in closer to the city.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So what I do is how I speak to my buyers that are actually homeowners is I approach them with, how would you like to turn your current residence into a residual income?
Oh, wow.
So let's go ahead and put that as a lease and see if we can get you this grant to help you purchase a new property.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
So not only are you helping to change their living situation, might need for more space or a little bit closer residence to where they work, but you're also putting them in contact or helping them set up an investment vehicle.
Exactly.
That can be a cash flow immediately. Go ahead, Larry.
Not only that, but even when I think about it, because a lot of mortgage companies like to market that they do down payment assistance programs, but they may only be tied into one. Right, and then they get the client. That's where, when it comes of the fear of not knowing if someone's being honest, that's where that really stands out. Because I get it all the time when I meet people. Well, they said they did this as a down payment, but when I reached out to them, they only had this one. And then you have some mortgage companies that are not always stand up saying to, when I say that, I mean that we'll say, well, look, we do several different programs. And I think one of the things is that even with your longevity in the business, that's where real estate is a trust business, right?
Exactly.
So you got to trust people. And when you got longevity, that's where trust comes in this industry. So you don't want to get with a mortgage company that's only been around, and I'm not knocking 2 years, but I'm just saying, like, they may not have all of the down payment assistance programs that you may need if that's what you need. Or just the idea of having someone that can say, hey, you know what? Let's help you start creating wealth by holding on to this property and then using the down payment assistance program in order to purchase another one, which you don't hear about that often.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good. I need to sit down and do that too. Open my portfolio up a little bit more.
No, I mean, because the thing about these programs is that they change a lot. And I think sometimes shoppers, home buyers, and consumers, they don't really understand how much of a living, breathing organism the mortgage industry is.
Exactly.
Programs get taken away and added weekly, if not
Yeah.
daily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's always super important to find those reputable lenders, and you follow them on social media.
Exactly.
You follow them on Facebook, you follow them on Instagram, so that you can always be at the cutting edge
That's right.
of what's out there as far as loan products. So Princess, please let everyone know how they can follow you and what social media outlets you frequent and use often.
Well, as far as social media, I'm always on Facebook. I do a lot of marketing on Facebook, so they definitely can just search my name and request me. If not, they can go directly to my website, which is posted on at the bottom.
Yeah. Posted
And,
like right there.
And they can go directly to my website.
Derek?
I like it.
Yes.
Go ahead. No, because you know, a lot of times, especially in lending, because right now it's like this market in Houston is like red hot. Listings are selling, buyers are plentiful, and everyone's shopping and for that perfect property in that perfect location at that perfect number, and all they really need to work out are terms. So the thing about this program that I think is it separates itself from all the other down payment assistance or zero down programs that have been out previously is that this one offers the best opportunity for someone to actually be able to close on a home with no dollars out of pocket. Because depending upon price point, since the grant can be used for down payment and closing costs, depending upon the value of the property in which you're investing in, you can actually show up to title with just your ID and keys.
Exactly. So if you go down my wall, you'll see that I post a lot of testimonies.
Yes.
And so what I like to do is show that regardless of the program that the buyer uses, you can come to the table with $0 or actually getting money back at closing.
Wow.
I just closed a deal last week where I had a first-time home buyer. She was a single mother, and she had low credit scores. So I did a rapid rescore to help her get her scores higher because she didn't have the down payment. And she went from 580, 560, 590 range to 660, 700 range in 5 days.
Right.
I got her the grant, and she came to the table, and she got her earnest money back, her option money back, and her appraisal.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So she bought $293,000
Wow.
with no money.
Man, that's it's those programs that was around a long time ago, because I remember back in the not a long time, but before the market busted. Like when I first got into the industry, well, that was a long time ago. But one of the
dating
things
yourself,
that I
Larry.
know, right? I'm trying not to. You see me like I don't want to be
Stop
dating
dating
myself. But it was funny because when you mentioned that, there were programs like that where you got your earnest money back and things like that at the closing table.
Right, but those programs, if you remember, they were rolling it into their loan.
And this one
So
is
you're
not.
still paying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one you're not.
Wow, I love it. Y'all have no idea. That's a jewel. That's practical information that you just won't get. So when you if you're thinking about your financing or mortgage finance or refinancing or any of that, y'all better hit Princess up. I'm telling you,
Nah,
she
it's
got
up-
the secrets.
Now, I mean, her expertise are without question. But I think one of the most impressive things about Princess's practice as far as mortgages and building her business is that I never wanted to be undervalued that we don't have just the branch manager, but we also have the owner
Yeah.
of the branch
Yeah.
sitting in with us today, because I think a lot of the customer appreciation and the things that your customers enjoy working with you is a luxury, because in your company, the buck stops with you.
Right, exactly.
And for, I think, most consumers, when they have had less than favorable experiences with lending, is because they're not dealing with the ultimate decision maker.
Exactly.
So please explain to our audience what your clients enjoy being able to deal with you as the owner and branch manager, as opposed to someone who is just a little bit lower down on the rungs of leadership.
Well, the difference between me is that I have a team of loan officers that will step in place in case any help is needed. We have in-house underwriting, in-house processing, my own underwriter, and my own funder. So that's how we're able to get loans closed extremely fast. With me, I'm constantly keeping them informed. Most of my buyers end up becoming my best friends.
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
They end up
We
requesting
talked
me
about
on
it on some past shows. Like,
They-
you become your friends. Yeah.
Exactly. So and I tell them, I said, just because you close today doesn't mean that our relationship ends.
That's right.
I promise you're going to call me, you're going to receive all types of mail, and you're going to call me and say, what is this? And I promise you we'll end up being best friends. So I think that's the part that, most buyers love, is that it's not just okay, you're my banker, we're closing on a house. It's more, I'll text them, hey, what are you doing? Hey, I got it clear to close. And, hey, I was able to get you this program. And sometimes I'll call a buyer and say, sorry, we couldn't close after all. And I'll trick them. And then I'll but we're closing, and I was able to get you a grant. And that's when they appreciate it.
I mean, because a lot of times I think, especially when you're not in a leadership position in your organization, you're under such pressure to produce that sometimes customer service can wane. Sometimes that real down home family feel, because you're looking at customers sometimes as just a number or a unit.
Right.
But with you owning and managing your own shop, you are always on those front lines.
Oh, yes.
As far as training, customer service, how to interact with the public. So that's something that I want to commend you on.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsor, but when we get back, if you wouldn't mind, I would like for you to speak to our audience a little bit about your professional experiences, your entrepreneurial journey, and who's inspired and motivated you along that trail.
Okay.
So please stick with us here at the Prime Real Estate Network. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area, and you find yourself falling in love with the home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, the Texas Real Estate King, and our guest this week, Ms. Princess Pulido, owner and branch manager at NRL Mortgage. I want to pause and thank everyone for getting the word out about our first-time buyer spotlight home at 7510 Mustang Corral. That home has been purchased and is currently under contract. We had an opportunity to work with a beautiful family and to make their dreams of home ownership come true. If you are a homeowner and you're thinking about selling your home and you would like for your home to be the first-time buyer spotlight here on the Prime Real Estate Network, reach out to Larry or myself directly, and we'll get you all the information to make sure that can come to fruition for you. So I want to get back to our interview with Ms. Princess Pulido of NRL Mortgage. Thank you once again for sitting in with us this week. And during our first segment, we talked a lot about your branch, loan programs, the L.I.F.T program in Houston. But I want to take some time to talk about you as a businesswoman and entrepreneur. Where did you start, and who do you think you could credit as far as exposing you to an entrepreneurial spirit and help motivate you to be your own business owner?
Well, what inspired me was, first of all, was my hard-working parents who provided for me and did everything they could to provide whatever I needed. I actually had a really bad experience working for corporate America. And we had, I'll make this quick, I had brought my lunch to work.
Right.
It was in the fridge, and I guess one of the my boss threw away my food.
Oh.
And so I didn't know
Don't
that
play
she
with
did.
nobody food now.
Hey, man,
Okay,
stop it,
and
man.
she
That's why I
threw
draw
it
the line.
away.
Yeah.
So when I came to the fridge, I said, where's my food?
Yeah.
And then my coworker said, well, she threw it away. I'm like, why would she throw it away? So I went over to her and I said, did you throw away my lunch on accident? She said, no, I threw it away because I just saw it sitting there. I'm like, I barely brought it today. So she went to her purse and she grabbed a $5 bill and threw it on the floor and said, go buy your lunch.
Ooh.
So at that day I quit and I said, I will never be treated or disrespected like that again. And I
Absolutely
said,
not.
I cannot take corporate America. I need to figure what I need to do to work for myself.
Right.
And then, and it just so happened at the same time, my mother was trying to buy investment property.
Okay.
And she had a lender who was trying to pull one over her.
Wow.
And back then it was going to the library for research.
Right.
So I was doing all this research and I told my mother, you know what, he's trying to scam us. So he got in trouble and he got fired.
Oh, wow.
And
Good job.
yeah, so I exposed him. And then at the same time, for some reason, I was just getting so many people asking me, do you know anybody or how I can get into buying a house? I'm like, I don't know. I'm 19, 20 years old. I don't know. But I was just getting so many leads. So I approached this woman at our church who back then was a loan officer. And I told her, hey, do you want me to send you some leads? And she said, well, why don't you make the money yourself? She said, come over here and come meet me tomorrow at my company. And they hired me on the spot.
Wow.
Been doing it for 17 years now.
Man, that's amazing. It's
Wow.
amazing how things just come together, right?
That's
Wow.
like
Yeah.
that's bananas because see, the funny part about that story is that you were so motivated that when you were at church, you were even having this conversation with the lady that you were talking
Right.
to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people have dreams and aspirations and they keep them to themselves.
Exactly.
And you never know who is in your social circle that can actually help you achieve what it is that you're trying to get done. So from that standpoint, I want to commend you on having the stick-to-itiveness
Yeah.
to step out of your comfort zone and actually speak your dreams into reality. Go ahead,
No, I
Larry.
totally agree. It came together at the right time. It just made sense. And
Now-
now you've been in it 17 years.
I never
Wow.
gave up. I was in it when all you needed was a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And you could buy a house.
I remember those days, man. Just a heartbeat. That's it.
Exactly.
Right. Wow.
I want to make sure we talk a little bit about what goes into owning your own branch from an organization and management standpoint. So when you're looking for talented individuals to add to your team, what type of personality traits are you looking for those aspiring mortgage originators and mortgage loan officers who would come before you and talk to you about their dreams and aspirations?
Well, when looking to recruit the right loan officers, they have to be hungry.
Absolutely.
I have to be hungry. Some may be shy and intimidated. I love that because I can break that.
Oh, you can.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
I can break that. And I do a lot of public speaking as well. So I try to teach them how to do that as well.
Yeah.
And come out of their shell so they can go after business and get more clientele and build relationships.
Because I know how important it is in the mortgage industry to consistently market and promote your business and brand. So what type of community outreach, public speaking, networking engagements do you guys offer where people who may hear this episode or see this episode may be able to come out and visit with you?
Well, I do a lot of lunch and learns, and I had one in January, very successful. I'll be having another lunch and learn in the beginning of April, so they can definitely come out there.
Oh, absolutely. So that's another reason to follow Miss Princess Pulido on social media. Please follow her on all the social media outlets. Mr. Bruce?
I don't have anything right now.
No, I
think
thought
it's-
you was. I thought
Oh
I
yeah,
had
no.
interrupted you.
I think
Excuse me.
that when I listen to it, those lunch and learns are always an awesome event to take place in. So if you're a realtor and you feel like you don't have all of the tools that you need, you can come out to the lunch and learn, because we were talking about it earlier in the green room, and they have tools that they have partnerships up with realtors that they're able to help them grow their business, help them grow their understanding of social media marketing and things like that. And when we have a mortgage company that's willing to put and invest time and energy into teaching you those things that they're using to help their business grow, then you got to take advantage of that. So, if you're a realtor out there and you're still trying to figure out how to get going or keep your flow, your mojo going, then you need to attend these lunch and learns. This is a perfect opportunity for you.
At these lunch and learns, Princess, do you ever have people there who may not necessarily be shopping for a home or shopping for a mortgage, but are actually looking for a career change?
I haven't had anyone show up just to the lunch and learn just for that reason. They've approached me personally.
Oh, personally?
Yeah.
So people can reach out to you
Yes.
if that's something that they
Yes.
feel like they want to talk to you
Yes.
about. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because I always want to make sure that everyone understands those lines of communication are open.
Oh, yes,
Because
absolutely.
there are going to be people that hear your story today,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to inspire them to make a change. Because for all we know, there's someone whose lunch just got thrown out today. We laugh, and the reason why that story is so
Exactly.
funny because we've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all been there before. So I just want everyone to know that they can reach out to you.
Right.
And you do foster a family environment. Your training is top notch, and everyone who works there at your office is ecstatic to be there. So,
Oh, yes.
from that standpoint, I want everyone to know that that is definitely an option if you're looking for a career change. At Brooks and Davis, we have weekly meetings on Thursdays and Saturdays for those who are interested in purchasing new homes, getting information about listings, and also interested in a career change as well. So, Mr. Brooks, we've reached the time of the show where we get down to the nitty gritty as far as dispelling real estate myths and rumors.
No doubt about it.
So,
No doubt
Mr.
about it.
Brooks, go ahead and start with your real estate myth
You know,
buster.
the good thing about this Mythbuster, and because Princess has been in the industry so long, I know she can attest to it. And so when it comes to you hearing people tell you their story about credit, what's your thought on that? And what's the biggest myth you hear when people come to you about their credit being in a particular number or being in a particular, you know, they have to have a particular number in a row or however that works?
Well, I've had several buyers that were on the fence about purchasing a home because they thought they had to have 700 credit scores. They always think, well, I don't have 700 scores, so I'm just waiting. So I tell them you don't need that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of time people use certain things to procrastinate, to delay, to wait. And from what I've learned, speaking with people like yourselves and Mr. Brooks, is that a lot of these obstacles and hurdles are imaginary. They are all things that we create from within that really wouldn't stop us in a real world situation. So that's why it's so important to have people like yourself, reputable lenders, put themselves out there publicly so that they can put a name with a face and a business card. Because you guys do such a great job of marketing that there's going to be people who see this podcast who've just seen posts
Right.
and pictures
Uh-huh.
and may have seen your business card or may have actually received your business card but haven't had the opportunity to interact with you in this type of forum. So that's why I always think it's so super duper important to have business professionals and entrepreneurs on the show, because I think the value is twofold. The education is one, but I think the motivation is second.
Right.
So I want to make sure that everyone has all your contact info. So could you just please go over name, office, email, how they could get in contact with you, Princess, please?
Sure. My full name is Princess Pulido. That's my real name.
you
Everyone
get it
calls
all
me
the
like,
time,
"What's your real name?" That is my real
You just
name.
want to be Princess. I know.
They can reach me by email, princess.pulido@nrlmortgage.com. They can go to my website, www.princesspulido.nrlmortgage.com, or they could also search me on Facebook and request me and message me or text me.
Absolutely. Mr. Brooks, before we sign off this week, where are you going to be? Is there anything you want to share with the Prime Real Estate Network audience, sir?
You know, guys, I do appreciate, again, we have some sponsorship spots available. So if you're looking for some sponsorship where you can partner with myself, the Brooks and Davis brand, Rick D and his brand, then we have that available for you. But for the most part, it's always feel free to visit my website, LarryWBrooks.com. On LarryWBrooks.com, you'll be able to see everything that I have going on, and you'll be up to date.
As far as Entrepreneur Code books, we can still purchase all the
Oh,
books.
yeah, them books is ready for you.
No,
Look,
absolutely.
take your
Please.
business to the next level, guys. This is what you got to do. So if you haven't gotten the Entrepreneur Code, let me show this to you right there. Bam. You need to get that.
Absolutely. And as always, Mr. Brooks is available for speaking engagements, public appearances. So please reach out to him if you have the need for a really dynamic speaker at your next event. As always, thank you for tuning in to the
Being
Prime.
dynamic. Hold on, I got to interrupt. Yeah, I'm that guy. That's who he was just talking about. I'm that guy.
On behalf of Mr. Larry W.
Silly.
Brooks and our lovely guest, Ms. Princess Pulido of NRL Mortgage, I'm your host, Rick Davis. I want to thank you for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network. Stay tuned. Follow us on social media, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks again.
Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.